Okay, hello guys. So let's do your weekly reading, weekly prediction. So what you can expect for next week, right? This will be like quite short, just to figure out what's happening for you guys next week. So it'll be like one keeper message, 2 to 3 tail message. If you guys want like a full-blown reading, you can check your sign reading, monthly one. So yeah, let's just start it. Let's start with Capricorn. So Capricorn, what you can expect for next week? Limit the energy to next week only. What Capricorn can expect from next week? Keeper, what do you want to tell them? What Capricorn can expect for next week? What is this about? You're talking about things that you stress over. Okay, this can mean, but what's the outcome? Okay, this talk about because you got a lot of legal card. In keeper, legal does not only mean legal. For some of you, it can be a legal thing, but for the rest of you, this can be things that, like in the work, in the work that need to take care. So just to put in general sense, it's talking about things that you have been thinking or you've been stressed out since past week. It tells me that will still lingers. Example, maybe like a project on your work. Example, like very general in your work, right? Project, maybe you expect this project to be finished by this following week, the next week, right? This coming Monday to Saturday. But it's not. It tells me that it still lingers, so just be prepared on that. And for you guys that actually facing a legal issue, like a legal thing like fines, maybe court, it said that it won't close off, it won't like settle down by next week. So just expect that, be prepared on that. It's just gonna drag on, but it doesn't tell me that it's gonna be unfavorable at this moment. It just tells me that it just won't be settled down, it won't be finished. Okay, let's go to your tarot portion. Tarot, what do you want to tell Capricorn for next week? For that legal message is quite weird because it's just hinting that it won't close off. It's like maybe a lot of Capricorn expecting that thing to be settled down by next week. So yeah, just be prepared. But I don't see anything bad from it. But I don't see it's favorable also. So it's just kind of like very general. So for Capricorn, what they can expect for next week? What's coming up for them? Okay, let's see what's coming up for you guys. Judgment. Okay. What secret that come out? One more. What's this talking about? This can be a sense of work. I feel like, okay, to put it very general, right? There is this thing that you're considering of giving a second chance. Judgment here for me lately does not always mean someone wanting a second chance. It can be your side thinking about at least the thought of it, of giving a second chance. But the funny thing is, let me clarify before I say further. What the hell is this? So Judgment clarified with the Hierophant reverse and the Ace of Cup upright. So basically tells me that there is something that you want to offer. More like a sense of love. But you don't want the commitment. You don't want the long-term commitment. That's an odd one. That's a contradiction. Page here. It says Hierophant in the present or in the past. Okay. in the past. So okay, so basically the story is you're thinking, or either your person thinking of giving a second chance, and this talk about someone that is actually you have not you're in the break of a communication, and in the past it's like either you or your person doesn't want to be in the like committed relationship, but nonetheless now they come back and want to offer. Either you want to offer or they want to offer. That's a bit odd though, but the Hierophant reverse is kind of a bit confusing. Anyway, then it tells me also next week there is some secret gonna come out. This is the funny thing also. The secret that going to come out, right, is I feel like in the sense of in the work or achievement, that you feel like you don't have this, you feel like you don't have a confidence, or you feel like you're hopeless in this kind of work situation or project situation, but the end result is Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a success. It's a great success. So I think it's just matter of your confidence for next week. So yeah, if you just remember this, if you feel like you're not confident on doing anything or being successful, just put your energy, like focus on that, and it's gonna result in a great success. This yeah, the second chance thing is a bit funny for me because the Hierophant come reverse, but the Ace of Cup come upright. So I'm not sure how anyone can make sense on that, but basically either you or your person will offer some sort of love, but not like long-term, the way long-term commitment. So all right, let's move on to Aquarius. Go on. Okay, so Aquarius, what you can expect for next week? Keeper, what do you want to tell Aquarius for next week? God. If you guys hear that sound, it's like some water leaking. You need to get that repaired. So for Aquarius, what's come up next week for them? Ooh, you need to take care of your spending. Okay, this is poverty with the gift. So don't break the bank just to buy gift for someone. But the funny thing is, why the concern me was is like you're buying gift. I'm not sure the gift is for who, but it's like you're not second guess this gift. Is like expensive gift that you're going to buy, you're going to give to someone, right? You don't second guess this gift, but this will make a dent into your saving, either your saving or your salary. What is this about? Yeah, be careful on that. I see that at the moment when you buy this kind of gift, this kind of purchase, it can be a gift for yourself or it can be a gift for others. I see that when you buying it next week, you're not thinking twice. You just like, what do you call that? Like, not sure what you call it, but like it's like the shopping spree kind of vibes. Like you don't think about it, you just buy it. But then later down the road, maybe next week, I'm predicting that you're gonna regret it, like buyer's remorse kind of feeling for next week, the following week after that. So just keep in mind, if you don't want to do that, we think when you buy that things, I'm not sure what you buy, but it's come up as a gift. So let's go to your table portion. Aquarius, what you can expect from next week? You can expect for next week. Aquarius, what's coming up for them? Only for next week. Okay, what's coming up for them? Things are moving very slow next week. Confidence is not there. Yeah. Choices. What's choices? Okay, things will move quite slow next week, but don't worry too much. It's moving, but it's moved slow. Your emotion becomes stable for next week. You feel like you got kind of like happy vibe, chill, bubbly kind of vibe that I get it from this. Last thing is you will have a lot of option. There is a lot of option of confusion around your work, it tells me, for next week. So I'm not sure what kind of confusion is that, but I expect there will be a lot of confusion around your work. It tells me about your work situation. It also tells me that by using this confusion of these chances in your work, right, you feel like it's not the right time for you to move forward. So either move forward with that option in your current work, or actually move forward with the new place to work. It also tells me that you don't have confidence in doing your work. So that's probably something that you need to change. Yeah, it tells me that you're too fearful and you always like too obsessed about the financial aspect of it. You know, the energy, the vibe that you know that if you want to progress, you need to take a chance. Maybe take a lower pay for the time being, but you can expand your experience and your career, right, your skill set. But it tells me that you're too fearful on doing that. Maybe like you need to take some entry job to just expand your skills. Like, you know, the vibe that when you switch a job, switch like a field expertise, like maybe you're doing, I don't know, like sales, then you want to do some technical job. Then you know that if you need to move to the technical job, you need to take entry level with less pay initially. But yeah, I'm seeing that you have a lot of fear around doing that, and you don't have a confidence, it tells me. So yeah, figure out on that what you need to do to get that confidence. Also, this tells me that time is not right, so maybe this is something related to your financial aspect. Maybe you need to save more, so you have a saving nest when you need to take a lower pay job. Let's move on to Pisces right now. Yeah. So Keeper, what do you want to tell to Pisces next week? Pisces next week, what do you need to know? Pisces, for the sign of Pisces, what they need to know for next week, please. A breakup looming for next week for you guys. Oh man, I don't like to deliver this kind of message. Okay, for you guys that know that breakup is on the horizon, I feel like next week is going to happen. And okay, what is this talking? That's a bit odd though. I feel in a sense this for more of like you guys that has some legal like paper sign off kind of relationship. What do you call that? Prenup. So I see that the breakup going to happen. Yeah, it just tells me the breakup going to happen. The main female become a reverse here. And this particularly picking up on Pisces that has a relation. Either you are the wealthy one or your person is the wealthy one. So you're gonna go through some kind of legal thing with them for this breakup. So yeah, for you guys that already know this or you already like intuitively know this, just be prepared. Next week is the energy is very high probability for that to come up. I don't like to deliver that kind of message, but yeah, it's there. So for Pisces table, what do you want to tell them for next week? For the sign of Pisces, please. What's coming up for Pisces? You're being too fearful, but I'm not sure what's context on this. Is it work? Is it love? So far, it feels like an emotional thing. Yeah, it's emotional. Okay. This is talking about someone you lost trust with. You're focusing on the negative side now, on the negative aspect of this connection. Why there is? Oh, next week you'll be in this very indecisive. Okay, how come? Okay, I'm just gonna read the story. So next week you become, I'm not sure whether you're in the committed relationship with your person or not, but it tells me that you're gonna lose hope on basically being committed towards them, because for some reason next week you're gonna feel like, how to say, it's like you lost hope on this connection, and you'll be start focusing, either you're already focusing on the negative aspect of that of this connection, or you're going to focusing on the negative aspect of this connection, like you done that in the past, you said that in the past, this kind of feeling. So it's kind of a blaming energy. So just be prepared. Next week you're gonna lose hope on this connection, and I see some of you guys doesn't even like want to consider or reconsider this. But the funny thing is, how come you still want to be committed? That's the one. Why a lot of sign full of contradiction next week. You got the Ace of Cup reverse with the Judgment reverse with the Nine of Pentacle reverse. Ace of Cup reverse can mean also like, okay, there is a got another story. So okay, the first story is for you guys in the connection. You're gonna lose hope with your person, and eventually I feel like some of you guys gonna start exploring outside, but still being committed towards them, being in a relationship with them just for the sake of it. Second story is for you guys that's not connected with anyone, not in relationship with anyone. Next week you will still, the hopeless kind of feeling is still there, but toward the idea of love. But at the same time, you also still feel like it's nice to have someone to be in a relationship with. So yeah, it's contradiction energy for next week. So yeah, it's kind of negative, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I cannot add unnecessary details that is not there in the, I'm going to read the story of it. So yeah, let's move on. Aries. What's coming up for Aries for next week? So far, what's coming up for Aries next week? Okay, next week you're gonna be moving houses, moving place of living. Either for you guys that are renting, buying a house. Basically the move energy is there, and this move will cost you quite some of money. That's what it tells me. And some of that money, right, is actually allocated toward the paperwork, which is fine, I guess. You need to settle the paperwork, but just make sure you don't overspend on doing this. Yeah, you got two money cut on reverse, so just be prepared for next week. Need to pay. For you, this may be unforeseen money spending because of a paperwork, so just prepare yourself. Basically, this just like to hint you guys to be prepared on it. Yeah, it keeps telling me the same thing. Moving energy, something related to paperwork about that moving, and there is extra money that you need to spend on it. Okay, Table, what do you want to tell Aries for next week? What do you want to tell Aries for next week? What do you want to tell Aries for next week? What is this? Next week there is someone coming towards you. They come up as a Queen of Cups. Let me clarify. I got more than one person. Can be one person with two energy. Okay. No, I'm even more confused. There's another third person. So yeah, basically next week you get couple of people coming into your life. I feel like it's safe to say more than one person, like 2%, but not sure whether it will be a 3%. The first person is Queen of Cups. The second person is King of Wands. Clarify, the King of Wands is the Emperor. But the problem is you are too pessimistic. Why are you so pessimistic? It tells me that you are too pessimistic because you, in the past, you faced a lot of heartbreak. Three of Swords is here. And at this moment, you feel like work also occupied a lot of your time. So, I'm not sure will this also contribute in the past of heartbreak because you work too much. But that's what it tells me. You're pessimistic that you cannot make this happen. So just be prepared next week to see, like, I confidently, I think I can say it's more than one person. They want your attention, but let me clarify. Yeah, they will leave you if they don't get anything. They will move away. So make sure if you want this person, just give them the appropriate attention that you can manage. But I seeing that you are being pessimistic, so yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing that you've been being pessimistic. So make sure you're open if you want this person, if you want to manifest this person, or else they'll just move away. So yeah. Taurus. Next, move on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. What's coming up for Taurus for next week? What's coming up for Taurus for next week? Damn. Why this 4th house keep coming back? Oh my god. For you, it's quite different. You got great fortune. Family. What's this about? You're gonna receive a message. Okay, there's a couple of message, couple of storyline here. Because why the 4th house? There's sometimes keeper is very hard if I want to clarify. It just tells me. Okay, I'm just gonna tell it. You're gonna receive some sort of money because you got the poverty reverse with the great fortune. I'm not sure where it comes from. It can be to something legal, or it can be to like taxes refund. Yeah, I mean, whatever the source of it. I feel like it related to something like get a sense of work or legal of it. It's not like you're winning a lottery or around that. And for some of you guys, because of this extra money, you're gonna use it to like make changes around your house. And for some of you guys, that money actually you're going to use it to find a move to better place. Yeah. Either you're gonna use it to renovate your place or you are gonna use it to move to a better place. So yeah. But the move is not next week, I feel. It's like down along the line. But yeah, it's a good message. You got money, great fortune there. Okay, Taurus. For Taurus, table, what do you want to tell them for next week? For next week only, please. For next week, what do you want to tell them? Okay, you got someone also coming. This one you feel like Six of Cups, so it can be someone from your past. But Six of Cups basically tells me that someone you have an instant connection, like you known them from very long time. So does not necessarily mean a past person. They can be a Leo. They got fire sign. There's a lot of fire energy here. They're very attractive also, King of Wands. So yeah, be prepared. Yeah, commitment. This person will be like wanting to be in commitment soon. But I'm seeing that you're a bit hesitant. Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. What's your hesitant on? What are you juggling with? Work. So basically it tells me that you put more priority on your work. So yeah, you need to make a decision. This person will be like up to in your face, want a commitment very fast. So yeah, you need to make a decision whether you want to prioritize your work or you actually want to have a relationship. Yeah, it tells me that you keep telling me the same story. I see that you'll be hesitant. Why you're hesitant is because of your work and your money. So yeah, you got someone good coming for you next week. The energy is there for next week to meet people. So it does not necessarily you're gonna stumble upon them somewhere. Maybe you go out. If you don't go out, obviously you won't meet anyone new, right? So yeah. Okay. So that's I have for you, Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, what's actually coming up for you next week? Gemini, what's coming up for you next week? What's coming up for Gemini next week, please? What's coming up for Gemini next week, please? What's coming up for Gemini next week, please? Again with the courthouse. Why everybody feels like what are you guys dealing? But this one I feel like the courthouse related to work. Your health is getting better. That's one thing. Okay, next week you're gonna be very busy around your work. You don't even have time to do anything else. That's what I'm seeing. But yeah, your health is getting better. Your sleeping pattern also become better. But nonetheless, work will take a lot of time for you next week. Work, schools, hobbies. Basically, I don't see any time for you to actually go out next week. So yeah, for you guys that are looking for a relationship, I think next week will be very tough. Like meeting up new people is very tough. The energy is there for you to actually work a lot. I see you're gonna work a lot. There will be an imbalance between your personal life and your work life. I mean, that's not necessarily something bad. Time to time, we need to do that. But I'm just telling you to be prepared on that. So, Taylor, what do you tell Gemini for next week? What they can expect for next week only, please? What they can expect for next week only, please? What they can expect for next week, please? Okay, what's coming up? Your money doing well. Yeah, your money doing well, work doing well. Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So I expect quite good increase on your finance, investment. What else that come into my mind? Yeah, I feel like investment. For you guys that looking for a relationship next week, you feel the energy of you, like how to say, it's like you're hopeless about relationship. Like you feel like I don't even have time to do it. I mean, it's consistent with what Keepers already mentioned. Some of you guys will be deciding to drop a relationship from next week. Like for time being, I'm seeing that you're gonna decided to focus on yourself because you feel like there is too many things that you need to do, and you feel like it's time for you to focus on things that you can actually clear up, so you can make room for a relationship in the future. Yeah, so for you guys that are looking for a relationship, the energy for next week is not there. That's why I'm predicting. But your money doing great though. Like I'm seeing very very well. Whatever you're doing will contribute a great amount of money in the future. So just keep doing it. Even though you feel like very tiring, just keep doing it. Keep pushing it. Overall, I like that message though. The energy is always changing, so time to time work with the energy. I feel like for you guys, Gemini, the energy will be work for some time, money for quite some time first. Okay, let's move on to Cancer. Let me just change a bit. Cancer, what's coming up for you, Cancer, next week? I think it's raining outside. What's coming up for you, Cancer? For the sign of Crab, what's coming up? What's coming up? What's coming up? Moving. Moving and a breakup? Oh man, that's tough. Oh, okay, the breakup, I'll tell you a bit later. So the first energy is moving. What's the contact of this card is here? That's confusing. Yeah, it basically tells me about a move, or be careful of someone try to, I wouldn't say like scam you, more like guilt you to travel towards them. That's another story that come up. But next week is a lot of moving card here, so I'm not sure. Moving and travel, so just make sure. But one noteworthy is just make sure that someone doesn't, what do you guilt trip you into travel towards them, or to do this travel. Next week, the energy for you guys, you'll be thinking about breaking up. That's a pair and a keeper here. I feel like quite strong. So next week, I just expect you'll be start assessing, re-evaluating your connection of your relationship for the one in relationship. I see that you'll be thinking, at least the thought of breaking up with your person is there. Oh, your money also come up. Poverty reverse. So money also progressing quite good, overcoming your financial issues. So let's move on to your tarot. Tarot, what's coming up for them next week? Try to limit the energy for next week, because that's the problem. Sometimes not all of you guys in the same timeline, right? So that's why sometimes it's a bit hard to predict just for the soul week. But let's see, let's try. What's coming up for Cancer next week? You'll be thinking about your looks. You're going to change your style next week. Starting next week, I feel. Not sure whether it's a hairstyle, clothes, using more accessories. I'm feeling more like using more accessories and change a bit of your hairstyle. Maybe hair coloring. Clothes not that much, but more like accessories. What is this? Before I say, what is this? Huh? As always. Someone will come back next week to offer you a commitment. This person will offer you a relationship like full blown. It tells me about someone that is not fully closed the chapter yet. It's like still lingers. So I'm not sure. Can you give more description about this person? Can be a Leo. They hold back a lot. They think too much previously. It's like they don't offer you a commitment because I'm not sure whether they intentionally hold back or it's just they have some issue. They hold back a lot. They create a lot of scenario in their mind. So this kind of person, I feel like they may be a bit odd in up here also. So just expect this person to make an attempt, offer you a relationship. But I'm seeing that you are not interested. You're going to reject them. So yeah. Yeah, so that's coming up next week. I'm not sure whether it's really next week, but the energy is there. Timeline is a bit tough in table to like pinpoint, but yeah, it's coming up. So if you guys already know that water sign usually very intuitive, so if you already predicting this person will come make an attempt towards you, so just be prepared. But I'm saying you're gonna reject them. You're gonna reject them. Let's move on to Leo. Leo, what's coming up for you next week? If this courthouse got coming back again, seriously, it's like there is at least some theme for each, for all the signs combined together. That's what sometimes it's quite funny also. Leo, what's come up next week? Yeah, it's raining quite heavy. Ooh. Huh? How the hell you got the wealthy man reversed with privileged lady? What's this sense of this? Ooh. A breakup also. Okay. This talking for you guys. For Leo, that actually in the relationship that in the past you are on the same level, but now you already outgrown this person. You feel like this person is not your match anymore. I'm not seeing a breakup yet, but I'm seeing a disconnect. Like you losing interest with them for next week. So this talking about two separate energy. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm predicting. It's like, you know, the sense in the past you feel like, oh, it's good, we are at the same level in the maturity, finance, we can build something together, but you outgrown them. The sense is like you become less interested with them. So yeah, I'm predicting that happening next week. Let's move on to your table. So for table, what do you want to tell Leo? What do you want to tell Leo for next week? Can predict something happening for them just for next week. Oh, finally the courthouse didn't come. Let's see. Awesome. What's coming up? Oops. How many cards is this? I'm going to take it. 7 of Swords reverse, 9 of Cups reverse. You'll be giving up on wanting to be in a relationship. Not sure whether it's the idea of a love relationship altogether or to a specific person. Okay, I haven't clarified. Let me clarify. What's this 9 of Cups here? One more. Okay, I feel like talking about a person. The person, I feel like you have a sense that this person is a bit manipulative, try to steer you into their way. So you kinda thinking whether should I invest further on this, but I'm not seeing you closing off. You not yet walk away. So the energy of wanting to give up is there, but I don't see you close that off. So yeah, just how you know is your story is if you sense your person, you kind of have a sense that they're trying to manipulate you into going their way. Okay, what's your juggling next week? You're juggling between your... Yeah, I keep telling me that you're juggling. The juggle thing is actually confirming the same thing. Next week you'll be thinking about this particular connection. You sense that, oh, I got a lot of good memories with them, but time to time you're not confident because you sense that they try to manipulate you into certain aspect. I'm not sure how heavy is this manipulation, but I'm seeing that you'll be kind of assessing this, whether this is for you or not. But I don't see you breaking up yet. You're not moving on yet. The cut of moving on is on reverse. So yeah. Any other thing you want to tell me? Like, okay, next week you'll be focusing more on your work also. Basically, I think you try to scrape this idea from your mind. You're gonna focus more on your work. But it doesn't tell me any difference, any other storyline. Okay, let's move on. Virgo. Let's put 45. Okay, Virgo, what's coming up for you next week, Virgo? What's coming up for Virgo next week? Oops. Okay. You get to know about someone. Wait. What's the context of this? You will get to know about specific someone. I'm not sure what's the relationship between you and this person, but it tells me that this person is in distance with you. So they may appear in the past like they are wealthy, they have a lot of money, still things like that around that. You get to know that they've not appeared on what they say about themselves. So they're not as rich as what they say or they try to portray to you. You get to know about them. But I'm not sure what is the context. Why this relevant for you next week? It's not just about the money stuff. It's like the success or the things that they say to you. You will be questioning. It's not about questioning. I feel like you known, but it's just get to know openly that this person is actually a fake one. And the distance itself can be actual distance, can be in person with the emotional distance, because now it's come up with the lovers. So I feel like in the past you may have some, what do you call it? Some intention to be with them in the long term, but I feel like no more. At this moment it's no more. So I'm not sure why this appeared here. It may be hinting that this person going to come back soon because the Coffe in reverse here. So yeah. Or it just tells me that you're gonna get to know about the fact about them. But I don't see it hold any value to you anymore though. Yeah, I think you're gonna get to know the fact about them, but it's just like an information, just confirming your intuition. Next week there will be an increase of your finance, not that big, but there is nonetheless it's an increase. This story is funny, this fate person, but I think it's just predicting that you'll get to know the fact about them, but it's just like a fact for you already. You don't have any emotion towards them. Okay, let's move on to your table portion. So some of you already get to know this fact. And for some of you, you know part of it, there's extra part will come up. So yeah, just expect that. I don't know where you're gonna get this fact about this fake person. So Teva, what do you want to tell Virgo for next week? What's coming up for them? What's coming up for them? Working. You'll be very busy working next week. I see some of you guys will be dropping the idea of love for for the time being, because you feel like everything is similar with Gemini. Maybe some of you got Gemini in your chart. Yeah, you're gonna put love aside for the time being, but I don't see that you close off from idea of love. It's just that you're not going out actively to pursue love. What is this lot of forward movement? Yeah, you'll be next week. You even like I see you dropping out the idea of a commitment for time being. But the funny thing, the moment you drop that, you actually got a lot of communication. I'm not sure. It doesn't clarify with who though. Okay. Huh. Is this? Are you gonna meet a new person? No. Okay, just gonna tell the story. It's a bit weird story because it doesn't confirm or it doesn't actually tell me who's you gonna talk to. Okay, next week you're gonna be very busy or starting to going to be very busy. You're going to drop the idea of a relationship. Not the relationship. Dropping the idea of going out actively to find your person. But it's just like you're putting it aside for a time being. But then I'm seeing you going to talk, like there's a back and forth communication with someone. I asked, who is this someone? Is Six of Cup. Six of Cup is again someone you have an instant connection, can be from your past. But also it's quite funny is the Six of Cup actually clarified with the Justice reverse. So basically in the past this connection may have some imbalance between you two. And they can also appear as manipulative kind of person, the Magician reverse. So yeah, you're gonna be talking with them, but at this moment I see that you're going to drop a relationship, a committed relationship, drop the idea of being committed with this particular person that they're going to talk, or they're going to offer it and you're gonna reject it. Basically, you're going to tell like the time is not good for me, something around that. But I see that you're going to have a back and forth communication. And expect your work to become very busy going from next week onward. Then I'm predicting some of you guys will be pulling back your energy, not going out to meet new people until summertime. I think safe to say summertime. Like, a lot of signs got this. Gemini also got this workaholic vibe kind of feeling for next week. Let's move on to 49. Okay, Libra. What's coming up for Libra next week? Let's see. Libra for next week. What's coming up for them? For the sign of Libra. You'll be spending a bit money, concern or okay, for you guys that in some sort of connection that you want to be the main person, like you want to be chosen as the main person, I'll see that Not sure why this is come up here, but I'm seeing that you'll be thinking heavily about this, and some of you guys even try to, how you say, impress your person with spending. I see that you're going to spend a bit more just to impress them, which is not a good idea, I would say. Your person should like you for who you are, right? Not what you make. Then I see that they still not make decision of choosing you next week. So yeah, you make your own decision on if you want to continue on this kind of connection. Basically, I see that you're going to try to impress them next week using money. So what's coming up for Libra Tarot next week? What's coming up for them? Giving up? Giving up on what? Wait, before I say... Okay. Why this 4 of Wands here? Your story is a bit complex. Oh. Okay, next week, this is quite funny. I see that you'll be giving up on taking care of yourself. Not sure why. You'll be, basically, I see the energy of you giving up next week on aspect of yourself that is important to yourself, like maybe your looks, taking care of your looks, taking care of your work, your skill set. So there's an energy of you wanting to give up for next week. And I see also a lot of you guys will be staying back home next week because your emotion is a bit unstable. Like the Temperance reverse here, that's why I say your emotion become unstable for next week. So watch out on that. If you need help on your emotion, do seek help. But I see that this kind of a giving up vibe, which I don't really like it. But next week is your home situation is good, is going well, your home situation. For you guys in the relationship, is going progressing well for next week. But I see that you'll be like pulling back your energy, stay back home. Also be careful on work situation. I see that because you try to give up, you become uncooperative towards people. And I see that a lot of people start to, I wouldn't say hate you, kind of like don't want to rely on you. So be careful on that. Don't do that. In work, you need to like, I mean, you need to have some sort of teamwork, right? But I don't see anything bad, like they're going to fire you or anything. But just make sure that it doesn't impact your work or your finance for the long run. I'm seeing next week, your energy is very funky for next week. It's like you want to give up and quite a lot of aspect of your life. But your relationship is doing well, so I'm not sure why this giving up energy come. Also, your emotion will be super imbalance. If you need someone to talk, go seek help, talk. You can talk with your friend, you can talk with counseling, or they have free counseling kind of thing, right? Also, you become more uncooperative in work. So make sure, I mean, try to not do that. Being cooperative in work is quite important, to be honest. If you're being uncooperative, then people won't look for you. Then in the end, when people don't look for you, that's what it come up. You know already, right? They're going to let you go. So be very careful for next week. Try to be more positive. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. I'm not sure why you want to give up. That's a very funky energy. Okay. Scorpio, what's coming up for Scorpio next week? What's coming up for Scorpio next week? What's coming up for Scorpio next week? Okay. Oh. Huh. Another contradiction that I need to decode. Very, very good. What the hell? Ooh. Okay, I got two storylines. One very long one. Oh my goodness. One very long one. One is quite short. Okay, let me just go with the short one. So I'm predicting soon you're going to move. Not this coming week. I'm not sure. I asked for this next week, but it gave me other. That move actually will suck some of your money. You got two money card reverse, but the funny thing, you are gradually becoming more and more stable in your finance. So the hit back on your finance is just temporary. In the long term, you become going to become more wealthy. You're pulling up. I wouldn't say you're pulling up like what the term? You're pulling up the energy of a guy that in the future just want to eat at the fine dining. I'm not sure what's the term of that, like very high class. So whatever you're doing, you're actually moving towards becoming more wealthy. But just keep in mind you have this extra money when you need to move. I'm not sure why you need to move. But I see that that's gonna take a hit on your expenses or kind of thing. Okay, and also make sure that you take care of your health. You're sleeping next week. Yeah, I see that that's coming up for you guys. Okay, the next storyline is I see that someone can be your relative, can be the one in your relationship with. This person acting a bit childish, and this person actually the one that triggers the move. Like maybe they acted up like wanting to move to a bigger place. So that's why you need to move. That's the second storyline. And some of you guys, they also may like acted up by playing a bit about their health situation. So I'm not sure whether it's a physical health or it's like mental stability. So imagine this kind of scenario, like people, they will say, oh, I don't like the neighbor actually make me become mentally unstable, something along that. So they try to make you move. Then this actually you need to spend extra, basically. That's it. But nonetheless, you gradually become more successful. It's not happening in 1 week, of course, but you gradually become more successful. So just keep doing it, whatever you're doing it. It may look like very tiring, no result at this moment, but I'm feeling that it's gonna become super successful soon. Okay, let's move on to your table for next week. That keeper is like very long-term prediction. It's not particularly for next week, I feel. Not sure why. As you guys know, keeper sometimes can be a bit weird and very hard to use keeper to pinpoint specific event in that specific time. So next week table, what can Scorpio expect? Make sure, I also sense that the health situation may be related to some migraine, so make sure you have the migraine medicines ready. Okay, imbalance. Ooh, I like that. Oh man. Okay, let me clarify. What's this imbalance about? Imbalance around your work. You feel like whatever you're doing is, let's say, that's what I'm predicting. Even though if initially in the keeper, right? Even though it's not the keeper, it feels like whatever you're doing at this moment is feel like it's stagnant. So next week actually you're going to feel that energy imbalance, like you put a lot of effort but you don't see the result. But again, keeper already tells that, right? Keep doing it. Somebody is spying on you. Somebody's, I'm not sure what's the significance of this, but somebody's spying on you. How you know this person? They hold back on apologizing to you. I'm not sure what's the significance of this person. Okay, next week, if you go out, you're gonna meet someone that can be your long term, but it's not immediate because you got two A's in reverse. You're gonna meet someone that can become your long-term person, and initially how you when you talk to this person, it feel like a lot of disconnect between you two, but eventually it will grow. But don't expect an immediate because you got the two A's in reverse. Eventually it become a 10 of Pentacles. So if you go out next week, at least try to, the energy is there. If you can make time, try to go out, because there's a high chance of you of meeting a long-term partner. And I feel like this will be a very slow burner because 2 A's is reverse, and it's also hinting that initially both of you have a lot of disconnect, not a lot of common things that you can do together or you can talk, but eventually it will grow. So yeah, I feel like I'm doing very long reading for you guys. Okay, next week on your work there will be a lot of drama, and some of you guys, I see that you make a decision, you don't want to participate in this drama. I'm not sure how this decision will yield you of looking elsewhere, or you actually just kind of like shut down people that try to bring drama in your work. Okay, wow, I go almost 10 minutes for you guys for Scorpio. Okay, last sign, Sagittarius. What's coming up for you, Keeper? Tell what's coming up for Sagittarius, Keeper, for next week, please. Don't predicting something by end of the year. Try to predict something on next week, please. Okay. Decision need to be made. There's some decision that you need to make to bring balance. In your finance. So basically next week you're gonna be evaluating your spending habits, and you're gonna need to make a decision, because you know that if you go down this spending habit, I'm not sure how bad is your spending habit. It's gonna make you in the pool house. So next week I'm predicting that you will start scrutinizing what things that you buy on a weekly basis or monthly basis. So basically, yeah, that's the energy for next week from Keeper. You become more miser with your finance. Basically, you check every single dot there. So Teo, what do you want to tell Sagittarius? What do you want to tell to Sagittarius? Next week, please. Next week. Things are moving slow next week. Like this. What the hell? What the hell? How come you're ending one relationship then you're committing to others? Do you guys already have option? Okay, I'm just gonna read the story. Next week things are moving slow. What's this moving slow in the context? In your finance is moving slow, but nonetheless eventually it become a great success. So whatever you try to save for or whatever you try to invest for, it may look like it moves slow, but it's gonna yield a great success in the future. You're gonna be ending up a relationship or a connection only to be offering it towards another person. So this particularly picking up a Sagittarius that already has an option. You're gonna be ending up with the fire sign, another fire sign, only to offer it to who? You're going, okay, basically the one that you're going to end is because you feel there is imbalance energy between you two. So you're gonna ended up with that person, and you're gonna offer up with someone that actually is very stable, very balanced with their energy. They also tells me they have a very established work situation. Also tells me the one that you're going to end things up is because you feel like there is it keep telling me there's an imbalance in the term of by a sense like imbalance on amount money you make and amount money they make, this kind of feeling. And also I'm seeing that you'll be focusing on the negative things for them. So basically this person leaves you with a sour taste in your mouth, something like that. You're just gonna offer it with someone that, yeah, it tells me that you're gonna offer your love, at least the idea of being in a relationship with someone that is very balanced, they're very established. So I feel like this talking about Sagittarius that actually quite established in their finance and work. You have at least two person where the other person is actually maybe their work is not that well established, their finance is not well established. So basically you're gonna drop them off, you're gonna offer for the other one where is that one is actually at same level as you in the work, finance and emotion. So that's the energy for you next week. So this can only well resonate for Sagittarius that has at least two person in their life. Okay, that's all I have for you guys for next week. Hope this helps you guys to navigate next week. If it does, please do share, like and subscribe, and I thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye y'all.